All right, then another no-nonsense video, going to get straight into the strategy, showing you how I'm getting an 80% win rate in the markets over the past 6 months. It's been an incredible time for me and things have changed greatly. So if you do like the video, please do like, subscribe, leave a comment. And if you want signals for this strategy, you can get them down in the description below. So the strategy, very, very simple. You've got your market like this. You get these periods of accumulation in the market all the time. And very simply, what you're looking for is a sweep down of this liquidity and then a V shape back to the upside. This is basically the very, very simple way of explaining what we're looking for. This is the way that I trade 90% of the time. And it is a very, very effective strategy, especially when you're trading on NASDAQ 100 futures, which is NQ, or just the NASDAQ in general. The tendencies of this pair or this instrument are very, very strong for this strategy. And you do tend to get these big liquidity sweeps and reversals back to the upside. Essentially, what you'd be looking for is this accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution, AMD strategy, which is everyone. If you know about ICT concepts or smart money concepts, you will know about this strategy, or at least about this correlation of how price can move. You get these periods of accumulation in the market, you get manipulation to grab liquidity. You just know that there's hundreds of stop losses underneath this level. Just because there's a level here that everyone thinks you'll bounce at. People come down, they get their stop losses hit, liquidity gets swept, and it gives us the momentum then to reverse back around to the upside and get your distribution, which usually looks something like this. And this is basically what I'm looking for in the markets all the time. It's very, very simple. And then when you get your V shape, what you're looking for is a very, very nice, quick 6, 7, 8 candles back to the upside. And then you've got your fair value gap like this. You'd enter on the inversion of the fair value gap back to the upside, manual stop loss below, targeting a 1-for-1 back to the upside. And then if you close back below, it's a manual close, not a hard stop. So if we came back down like this and closed back below the inverted fair value gap, I'd call that a loss. But generally speaking, these usually come up and at least hit a 1-for-1. And then you go break even and then you target back up through the levels back up to the upside, usually all-time highs at the minute because we are at all-time highs and we do hit that so often. So let's say, for example, we come back up, we close above like this. Your fair value gap looks something like this. You put your stop loss below, take profit above. Always targeting a 1-for-1. And usually what I would do is I would come up, let's just say, for argument's sake, we've got a slightly different structure. We've got our level like this, but we're going up like this a bit more. And then we came down. You'd obviously come up. We've got our 1-for-1 here. You probably target halfway up the V shape and then back to the all-time highs, the final runner as well. So you enter here, you're targeting a 1-for-1. Once you hit the 1-for-1, you scale half off and you go break even on the rest. And then you let the rest either run to your targets or come down and get stopped out at break even. And this is the strategy, very simply. I'm not going to waste too much time explaining it to you because I think it's better to show examples. So I'm going to show you the trade that I took on Friday and why it was such a good trade. You can see here, the market very, very choppy through Thursday and Friday, although there was a good trade in here as well somewhere. Just trying to remember where it was. I think it was this one. Lovely 1-minute trade here. You can see we came down. It's a bit of a weird day because we kept coming back up to this level here near all-time highs and not hitting it. But you can see this was a bit later on in the day where basically we came down. Again, swept out this liquidity here and also came all the way down. And actually tagged out a little bit of liquidity that was sitting here as well. And you can see the reaction back to the upside really, really strong. We've got this lovely, lovely sweep, a little bit of consolidation, and then look at this huge green candle. The second I saw this candle here, I took this because I knew for a fact that this was going to continue by the momentum. You can see this huge close back to the upside, pretty much a V shape, although not as conventional as usual. But once I saw this huge momentum, I knew that this was going to play out. Took about 15 minutes or so to get going, but as you can see, did come up and hit a 1-for-1, so I went break even once we hit the 1-for-1 here. So this would have been at least a scale 1 and break even trade. And then as you can see, I probably would have taken another half off here and then another half off at the high, which is just here. And you can see, depending on whether you do what I do, which is you put your take profit just a tiny bit before the actual tick, because sometimes things come up, go, and then they go within 1 tick of your take profit and then reverse. And that would have been the case there, as you can see. But overall, this was a banger trade. Absolute beast of a trade right there. Looking at about a 1 to 3 RR if you hold it. It's probably about a 1 to 2, 1 to 1.5, 1 to 2 with the scales on the way up. So overall, absolute beast of a trade. And then the one that I was talking about on Friday, which I'll show you now. You can see we're coming into another period of accumulation. This is a perfect example of accumulation, manipulation, distribution. You can see, here's your accumulation. You get your manipulation down to sweep liquidity below the level, as I said. There's your manipulation. Manipulation. And then you're looking for your fair value gap back to the upside. Perfect fair value gap here. Really, really nice, clean fair value gap. Enter on the close. Back above. Stop losses are closed back below. Targeting a 1 for 1, which lined up really nicely with this high right here. We came up, we hit that. I went break even. And then my next target for distribution, as you can see, that is a really big distribution. The next target's up towards this internal high, which we did come and hit here. This also happened to be the high for London as well. So it's a good place. You can see a lot of chop on the way up here. Crazy chop. But then eventually the final profit target did get hit here, which was all-time highs again. As you can see here, lovely trade. Such an absolute textbook banger this was, to be honest. Really smashed this one. Honestly, this was a really nice trade. Congratulations if you took this. I did signal both of these in my private Discord, by the way, so if you do want to get signals and alerts for this and to catch all of these trades, the ones that I'm taking that are winning 80% of the time, you can go sign up in the description below for the private Discord. It's not too much, and I think it's going to be really valuable for learning. As you can see here then, absolute banger of a trade. 2 amazing winners last week. And there was a lot more, including on gold. There was a really good trade on gold, actually. I'm just trying to remember what it was. I think it was this one. Was it this one on Friday? No, it was this one here. Look at this. Accumulation, manipulation. I think I might have to, did I take this on the 2 minute? I think, yeah, this 2 minute was the one, I think. See this here. Let me just check the 5 minute, actually. No, I think I took this 5 minute. But this is a textbook one again. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Fair value gap here. Nice and obvious. All of those lower time frame ones consolidated into this, I would say. Fair value gap. Inversed. Targeting a 1 for 1. You come up, you hit your 1 for 1. If I can get my magnet to stop playing silly buggers. 1 for 1 hit. Go break even on the rest. Next target's here. And then final target probably either here or here, depending on how far and how greedy you were feeling. But obviously this would have been an absolute banger as well. You can see this. A 1 to 5 to 1 RR if you held the whole thing, but probably around a 1 to 3. If you scale at half at 1 R, scaling half here and then scaling off at one of these, the final half of the position, then you would have basically been at around a 1 to 3 or so. But this was another trade we took last week on Thursday. Absolute beast of a trading strategy, getting winners literally all the time. I'm not going to waffle on too much longer because I think you get the idea, but check out my other videos if you want more advice and also just generally more information about the strategy, because this has been changing my life and I'm putting up videos every single day to showcase how to trade it and also examples of how good it can be. Please do like and subscribe, leave a comment and join the Discord if you want alerts, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.